In 2005, I started a charity called Street Swags, and what we do is we make a specially designed swag for the homeless. So it's basic bedding and shelter, and since then we've actually bedded over 13,000 people across Australia.
Wow, that's excellent. And now I heard it was a bit of a community affair. You know, you have lots of different, schools, school-age children, and also inmates. And how did that process?
Absolutely. It has involved a whole community response. So, like you say, the prisoners who sew the swags here in Queensland at Woodford. We also sew them with the prison down in Grafton. We also have a couple of groups out in the Northern Territory who make them for themselves and their families because they are sleeping rough, and that's part of a CDEP, which is kind of like a work for the dole kind of program out there. We also have the school kids who make hygiene packs and blankets and things, but Nudgee College has actually rolled the majority of those 13,000 swags. So they put the foam in, they roll them up, they put the hygiene packs and the blankets in, and they package them up ready for dispatch across Australia. We also have groups who knit for us come winter time, beanies and scarves, and you know, thousands of volunteers who distribute the swags. We distribute through Salvation Army, Mission Australia, St Vincent de Paul, all the big guys, but all the little guys as well, hospitals, schools, church groups, right across Australia. So it is a massive group of volunteers.
Now, you are Young Queenslander of the Year. Congratulations. And you were also, I know you got a People's Choice Award at the world's largest design awards in Denmark. So congratulations on that as well. That was last year, is that right?
Thank you. Yeah, August last year I headed over to Denmark for the Index Award. So it was a big thing for me to leave my family here behind, my husband and my little boy. But I felt it was something I had to do, and obviously it was meant to be. And we actually got more votes than Brad Pitt to win the People's Choice. So yeah, it was amazing. You know, Princess Mary was gorgeous and so supportive, and yeah.
Fantastic. And tell us about being Young Queenslander of the Year.
It is a huge honour to be the Queensland Young Australian of the Year. It's a huge honour for me personally, but particularly for this team that is Street Swags, and all the volunteers and the school kids and everyone who has supported us over the years to do the work we've been able to do. For me, it's such a big honour, but also such a big responsibility, because I see my role as very much being a voice for those families who are doing it so tough at the moment. You know, there's so many mums out there that I meet who are just desperately trying to look after their little children and keep them safe and keep them out of the cold. And when you're sleeping in a park with nothing, to me that's just not good enough. These are my neighbours, this is my community, this is our community. Why should we let our own people try and survive in this situation when giving someone a bed is so easy?
On that, if people want to get involved, how can we donate? How can we get involved with the?
Please, we don't have any major backers. We've had some incredible support from people like Clayton Utes law firm and some other groups, but we don't have any government funding. It all comes from public donations. So if people can get on our website, streetswags.org, and donate, that would just be fantastic.
So you're an inspirational woman for people out there, who are seeing what you're doing, how, and they're thinking of things that they can help to help others, the less fortunate. What's your advice to people?
Just do it. Just go and do it, because no one is going to take care of your family and your community except you.
Personal responsibility.
Well, we've sat back and waited for governments to do these things, but you look at it all around the world. Governments don't have the power to fix all these problems that are in our community. It's us that have the power to do that, to look after our own, and to recognise that we have a relationship with everyone else in our community and the environment that we live in. You know, we're not living in isolation. We can't exist in isolation. We are, as an earth, a single organism, and the only way we're going to fix these problems that exist, everything from homelessness and poverty to child abuse and, you know, environmental issues. Once we recognise that we are a single entity and we recognise that relationship we have with each other and the earth, how can we not take responsibility for our own? The financial crisis really changed the way we had to do things. So all of a sudden we had a far greater demand for the street swag, and it became a lot harder to get that sponsorship from some of our corporate partners. So what we did is we actually started a subsidiary company of the charity. So it's a wholly owned subsidiary called Walkabout Beds. And what that company does is it makes and sells a special version of our swag for the general public. So, you know, for years we've been saying, no, you can't buy them to everyone who was contacting us, because there's a real gap in the market for a swag that is very lightweight and a lot smaller, a lot more versatile, easier to carry around. It's more practical than a lot of other things out there on the market. So we knew that there was a need for this product, and so that's what we did. We started making it available to everyone, and of course it's been incredibly successful. But the other thing that it's really coming into its own for now is emergency relief. The Walkabout Beds actually join up to each other, as many as you like, to make little tents. So in the case of emergency situations, family units can actually be together. And they're so much smaller than anything else that is offered for emergency relief, and a hell of a lot cheaper too. So, and again, that's a way of bringing profit into the charity. So it was a way of us trying to make the charity more sustainable into the future.